We'll now call this Revenue Committee meeting in order? To order. First bill we're going to listen to today is Senate File 39, Long-Term Homeowner Tax Exemption Sunset Repeal.
Mr. Chairman, committee, thank you for the opportunity. Present Senate File 39, Long-Term Homeowner Tax Exemption Sunset Repeal. I can speak louder, Senator Pappas. Sorry, I'll get closer. This is it's one of the more simpler bills I've brought. One pager. It's just a repealer of the sunset. A couple years ago, we passed the long-term homeowners tax exemption 50%. This bill just repeals the sunset date, which is July 1st, 2027, so that this continues to go on until we decide to do something different. And it's that simple. I think you may hear something from our assessors behind me. I think they put a few amendments. There's a similar bill that came out of committee, but it had additional things. I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. I'm not opposed to amendments if that's what the committee desires, if it helps out our fine folks behind us. So anyways, happy to answer any questions, but you know this issue much better than I do. If you have any questions, Mr. Chairman, committee, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions? Well, thank you, Senator Crago.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
We have any public comment, public testimony?
Good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, Dixie Huxtable, Converse County Assessor, and here with the Wyoming Assessors Association. And we don't have a lot of comments. There's just a couple of suggestions that were this to move forward might be helpful. The application date currently in law is the fourth Monday in May. And that is pretty close to our deadline of having our abstracts in June 1st. We would respectfully ask to consider that be bumped up to March 1st. That's another date that's already in statutes for business personal property, so it's not a new date for folks. And then the other thing that we had asked during the committee meeting this last fall was the possibility that if it was going to be perpetual and continue on, that we make it a little bit more easier for our taxpayers to file and apply for this long-term homeowners by using some of the similar language out of the veterans exemption, which allows them to call in and apply and give the information over the phone once they've qualified. Neither one of those are in this bill. There is another bill coming through the other house that is addressing that, but we would just ask you to consider that. It's not a stopper for us, but it certainly would help us with our jobs.
Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. We have one online.
Mr. Chairman, we have Adelaide Myers.
Bring her on in. Good afternoon. I don't think she's talking.
Good afternoon. Is it? I couldn't hear anything, so am I being called on?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Adelaide Myers. Thank you, Chairman and committee members. You might recall that I testified at the Joint Revenue Committee meeting in November about the effects of property tax reductions on the Carbon County Library System. I'm here today to be brief. I'm not opposing any of this bill in particular. I am just asking that with any of these property tax bills, that the legislature consider amendments providing for some sort of backfill for towns, municipalities, counties, and schools. The reason being, the counties and the municipalities and the schools didn't cause the market effects that resulted in high property taxes. So I would just ask that the committee remember that and consider ways to soften the blow, or perhaps over a period of time, to all of those entities that rely on property tax funds for operations.
Any questions? Senator Dockstetter.
Mr. Chairman, Adelaide, as I recall in November, didn't you have some numbers as far as what it was going to cost your library in this tax reduction?
Yes, we normally would get $350,000 from the Carbon County Commissioners, from the county rather. And this year we got 164,000. So we got about 47% of our budget this year.
You.
Any other questions? Well, thank you for testifying. Have a
Thank
good
you.
noon. Anybody else? Well, committee, what's your pleasure?
Move the bill.
It's been moved by Senator Ide, seconded by Senator Dockstetter. Discussion.
Question.
I think we can look at those amendments if it passes up on the floor.
Mr. Chairman, there was a request from Ms. Huxtable about March 1st.
Yes. And being able to call in once you're qualified.
Can we have her, is it possible, we've already moved the bill, I needed to have her clarify something? Mr. Chairman,
We can do that.
do it on the floor. Okay,
No, I'll have her come up.
I like it, Chair, I like that. Thank you.
Dixie, can you come on back up? You are the next contestant on the Revenue is Right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Ms. Huxtable, could you clarify where you wanted that inserted, the March 1st deadline?
Certainly. Mr. Chairman, Senator Dockstetter, in the bill that's before you, I'm not 100% sure where it would go, because it's not part of that bill. Let me get to, it's such a short bill. I don't know exactly where it would go in there.
We'll get some help here, Mr.
It
Chairman.
was in, in 3911-105 under exemptions, the bill where it is currently, where it has the language in paragraph B, where it talks about they should file a claim. Thank you, Mr. Gill. Claim the exemption under this paragraph. The owner of the residential real property shall submit a claim to the county assessor not later than the fourth Monday in May. And we were just asking that be considered March 1st instead of the fourth Monday, May, to move up that application deadline. And of course, this is effective for next year. It would be effective in 27, so it wouldn't affect this year at all. It would be in a future year. And then there is language in the veterans exemption that could be copied to the language, something similar, but after filing a sworn claim pursuant to subparagraph B of this paragraph, in subsequent years, the claimant shall remain qualified for the tax exemption provided by this paragraph if the claimant contacts the assessor's office by telephone, mail, or other communication method on or before March 1st and confirms that the claimant continues to meet the requirement. And that's almost exact language out of the veterans exemption. So the LSO should have access to that, I think. Those were the two things that we had suggested as the Assessors Association, just to help the administration of this and be more appropriate for the taxpayers to be able to reach out and claim this exemption.
So, Mr. Chairman, and Senator Crago, we do that in rules and regs, or do we need to do something with your document, with your bill here?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
Senator Dockstetter, I think it actually, if we're going to do that, it has to be in the bill, because right now it's currently statutory language. And so I think to make their job easier, if they're requesting it, I have no problem with either of those proposed amendments. But it does have to be in the bill draft, I
Okay.
believe.
Mr. Chairman, then perhaps with some LSO help, how do we insert that?
We can speak after the meeting and possibly get that in writing. Awesome.
Quick question.
Senator Hyde.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So if we back that all the way up to March, that's what you're referencing here, from the end of May. If I've got that right, is that what it seems like that's real early, when people don't even get their tax notices until, later after that March 1st date. Doesn't that create a little bit of a problem for the taxpayers as far as that knows? I mean, I guess they get their first one in January, if I'm right, on the value of their property. Would you kind of explain that to them anyway, Ms. Huskable? Thank you.
Go ahead.
Certainly, Mr. Chairman, Senator Ide. So currently, we've put the notices on their tax bill that they've gotten in the fall about the program and the availability and the process. So one of the reasons for moving it to March 1st was certainly to help us with our subtotaling and getting all of our totals for the abstract. The second reason is that way it will show up on the taxpayer's notice of assessment. Those start getting mailed out. Every county is a little bit different. Some of them start the middle of March. The deadline statutorily is the fourth Monday in May or as soon thereafter. So by having the deadline for them to claim the exemption, it would show up on their notice of assessment and they would be able to see that exemption. Currently, in many cases, they will get that notice of assessment. It does not show that there is an exemption and they may not even think about it. To be honest, some of them don't look at that. And then by the time they get the notice, it puts a time crunch for us to come in and get all of them entered in the system appropriately. So it's kind of to help both sides, us and the taxpayer, so that they know it when they see their notice of assessment.
Good, thank you. That helps. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Dockstetter.
could we move the bill forward, but counsel with Senator Crago here how he wants it inserted, because it's his presentation on the floor and we want it smooth as possible for him. So,
Sounds like a plan.
all right. So in concept, then proceed with the bill. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other comments? Call for the question.
This is a roll call vote for Senate File 39. Senator Case,
No.
Senator Dockstetter,
Aye.
Senator Ide,
Aye.
Senator Pappas,
Aye.
Chairman McEwen,
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 no.
All right, the next bill for our consideration is Senate File 79, Sales and Use Tax Reorganization.
Mr. Chairman, if you recall, this is a consolidation of the sales and use tax statutes, and I don't know if the department wants to say anything about it, but That's all this bill does. It's very lengthy because it has to change two sections and make them into one, but it's going to make it easier for our citizens to follow the sales tax statute. And it'll also shorten our statute books in the end.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Brett Fanning, Director of the Wyoming Department of Revenue. And with me, I have the Excise Tax Administrator, Sharon Ream, with me as well. Mr. Chairman, Senator Case is correct. This was an interim discussion that we've been working on over several of the meetings that we had over the fall. And this is the direct result of that. Just want to bring a couple things to your attention. The first one is just in our statute books. It's important to note it says use tax is complementary to sales tax. The sales of goods brought outside the state, brought into the state, is put on an equal footing with goods subject to sales tax. And that was from a court decision in 1943. And this bill is to try and make it as transparent as possible for taxpayers, for our vendors, for our LSO staff, and also for the department. So that when folks go and they look and see if something is sales and or use taxable, they can go to one spot. Going through the bill, I commented, I believe it was in our November meeting, that we knew this was going to be a long bill. We did 56 pages. And so if you'd like to go page by page, we certainly can. However,
Hold up. No.
yeah.
We don't need to know the shalls and the mays and the ands and the ors.
You,
Is my understanding of it, it basically just puts use tax into the sales tax part of our statute, right?
Mr. Chairman, yes, sir.
And it changes nothing about how we treat use tax.
Mr. Chairman, that's correct. Yes.
So please, don't go through 56 pages
Yes.
unless anybody up here wants him to.
Well, it's pretty tempting. I do like this text.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I do want to, LSO and partnered with the Department of Revenue to work on this bill to make it so that the intent, as far as everyone knows in this room and online in the public, the intent is to not change anything as it relates to sales and use. Just putting them into one spot so that everyone knows going forward it's in one spot. And your sales and use tax bills going forward, they're going to be half as long because you don't have to reference 2 paragraphs. So, and with that, Mr. Chairman, I stand for any questions.
Questions? Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any other public testimony? All right.
Move the
Close.
bill.
Public bill's been moved.
Second.
Seconded, moved by Senator Case, seconded by Senator Ide. Discussion.
Should have done this years ago.
All right. Call for the question.
This is a roll call vote for Senate File 79. Senator Case,
Aye.
Senator Dockstetter.
Aye.
Senator Ide,
Aye.
Senator Pappas. Chairman McEwen,
Aye.
5 ayes.
That's a first. The next bill we'll be looking at is Senate File 80, Joint Revenue Electronic Communications. Would the department like to come up and walk us through this, Jim?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Brett Fanning, Department of Revenue. This was also another bill that was discussed during the interim. And if you recall, as it stands right now, the Department of Revenue has a $300,000 biennial mailing budget. And one of the efforts that myself as the excise tax administrator and now as the director is to see if we can streamline some of those operations. And this was the result of some of those discussions. And so right now in statute, there are several requirements where we have to mail documents to our vendors and to our taxpayers. Sending mail all across Wyoming to the farthest reaches in every one of your districts. We're sending it to the farthest reaches of the United States, and we are also sending it to the farthest reaches of the world. That's where the Department of Revenue mails items. Now, with this bill, Mr. Chairman, a couple things to note. This bill gives the Department of Revenue flexibility in allowing for more electronic noticing for our vendors and for our taxpayers. On page 2, Mr. Chairman, lines 3 through 6, this is an important part of that conversation that we discussed during the interim. So written notice may be provided electronically by the department if the contact information provided by the taxpayer includes an electronic communication option. The intent behind that language, as I understand it, was that if you've signed up for our online filing system, you're going to start getting electronic noticing if this bill were to pass. It does not impact folks, nor is it the intention of the department, where if you're still a hard copy filer with us, nothing changes. We're still going to mail you stuff. We're still going to mail you all the notices. We're going to mail you your return. But if you've signed up to file your returns electronically and you pay electronically, now we're going to start doing notices electronically. And so Director Fanning in his mind has this vision where you've got your online filing portal. And right now you can pay your sales tax, you can report it. Now we would have a portal in that online filing system platform that says notices or something along those lines. We'll send you an email, say, hey, go check your online account with the Department of Revenue. You've got a new notice. And so then that prompts them to go actually into the system rather than us emailing documents with attachments. We just didn't think that was a viable option for several different reasons. So we'd prefer to send an email, say, hey, go check your account with the Department of Revenue. You've got something in there waiting for you. And so again, Mr. Chairman, just removing mailing requirements in here in an effort to save the state money. That's one reason. A lot of our taxpayers too don't check their mail as often as maybe they do, but they check their email a lot more frequently. And so that's saying, hey, there's an electronic option for you now rather than us mailing a lot of these documents. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I stand for any questions.
Questions? Senator Dockstader.
Director, what's the time frame getting this set up? Because I've been thinking about something in terms of the municipalities and the counties too, as far as filings and registrations and so forth. How long do you see this coming together? Portals, this is no easy task all the way across the state.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Dockstader, excellent question. I've already been in discussions in regard to this type of option. My hope is that this is a couple-month process. And so we can start programming as soon as possible. And then when this bill goes into effect, that filing portal is ready to go. We have already talked with our third-party IT programmer, and they're thinking that within a few months, this can be up and running, that entire portal. Again, there'll be testing, there'll be IT work, trying to use some funding that we have for this biennium to make this happen. This is kind of that final piece for us to put it all together.
Mr. Chairman,
Follow up?
we got some templates out there, some other states venturing down this road already.
Mr. Chairman,
ahead.
Senator Dockstader, yes, absolutely. In fact, it's worth noting, I had it in my notes for one of the interim meetings, that there are several states that only require electronic filing. And then you have to opt out with a valid reason. Wyoming is a state that still allows hard copy and electronic filing, but due to COVID, so many more states have moved to electronic filing. So the answer is yes. A lot of states have looked at this. In fact, they require electronic filing based on a threshold, based on a tax threshold, a variety of options there. But yes, all states are looking at doing this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? Well, thank you, Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have any other testimony on this?
Move the bill.
Second.
It's been moved by Senator Case, seconded by Senator Dockstetter. Any discussion? Guess we'll call for the question.
This is a roll call vote for Senate File 80. Senator Case,
Aye.
Senator Dockstetter.
Aye.
Senator Ide,
Aye.
Senator Pappas,
Aye.
Chairman McEwen,
Aye.
5 ayes.
Well, that concludes our committee meeting of business for today. We will adjourn.
Pretty close, 20 minutes.